The reaction behind the scenes at Newcastle United this week has been explosive, and not because of a defeat, a signing or an injury. Something leaked, and when confidential information comes out before it should, the impact isn't just felt in the newspapers or on social media. It shakes the very core of St. James Park. A massive transfer deal that seemed all but confirmed has completely collapsed, and now the club's top brass are furious. Newcastle's strategic silence was broken at the worst possible time, and it came at a heavy cost. When a club the size of Newcastle United moves behind the scenes, at the very least you expect discretion, strategy and execution. But this time a chain of events spiraled completely out of control. It all started with growing optimism surrounding a name that had already been treated, behind closed doors, as a near-certain signing. The press speculated, insiders dropped hints, and the mood was buzzing with confidence. Fans were already picturing the new signing in the black and white shirt, and even the coaching staff had begun planning for his arrival in pre-season. But then, something shifted, and it shifted fast. Before we reveal exactly what happened and why it's caused shockwaves within Newcastle's leadership, go ahead and drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the content so far. And if you're a true Newcastle supporter, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It helps our work massively and ensures you never miss a beat from the club's inner workings. This is the place to be for every twist, turn, and behind-the-scenes bombshell from the Magpies. Back to the tension behind the scenes. What once seemed locked in fell apart right before the club's eyes. The first signs of trouble came when journalists from The Athletic revealed that Newcastle had become frustrated over leaked information surrounding one of their top summer targets. Details meant to be confidential made their way into the public domain far too early, and in a transfer market where silence is one of the most powerful tools, it dealt a direct blow to the club's strategy. Internally, it was treated as a major failure, and the consequences didn't take long to unfold. Enter the name behind the chaos, Hugo Ekitike. The 23-year-old French forward was virtually on his way to St. James Park. Talks with Eintracht Frankfurt were well advanced, and Newcastle had tabled an offer close to £70 million to secure the deal. Everything pointed towards one of the most significant signings in the club's recent history. But suddenly, the wind changed direction. Once the details of the move were leaked, Liverpool swooped in, and that's when things spiraled out of control. According to The Athletic, the Reds had already made early contact with Ekitike's camp as far back as January, and manager Arne Slot had been in discussions with the player throughout the season. But it was the knowledge of Newcastle's strong interest that truly reignited the fire at Anfield from that moment. The numbers rose, negotiations moved quickly, and the outcome was fast and painful for Magpie supporters. Ekitike joined Liverpool for around £79 million. What could have been a landmark signing for Newcastle ended in public disappointment. And if you're still watching this video, it's because you feel the frustration too. Real fans know when something is off. That's why this channel exists, to keep you fully informed, with accurate sources, and the type of insight that only comes from living and breathing Newcastle United day in and day out. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. It's free, it's quick, and it helps us bring you exclusive high-quality content. Back to the Ekitike saga, the feeling at the club is one of betrayal. Sources close to Newcastle told The Athletic that the leadership truly believed the deal was in the bag. The offer made to Frankfurt was solid, green lights had been received from the players' camp, and even logistical plans for his arrival were underway. But all it took was Liverpool to make a serious move, and everything flipped. The big question now is, was it just a coincidence in timing, or did the Reds knowingly take advantage of Newcastle's progress? Officially, Liverpool deny any wrongdoing, according to The Athletic. The Anfield club insists their talks with Ekitike were long-standing and not influenced by Newcastle's bid. But behind the scenes in Tyneside, the mood is very different. There's a strong sense that internal leaks disrupted the operation, and that without them, the outcome might have been entirely different. For a club battling to cement its place among the Premier League elite, losing a deal in this fashion is a serious setback. This incident is yet another obstacle in what's already being labeled one of the most frustrating transfer windows Eddie Howe and his staff have faced. In addition to missing out on Ekitike, several other top targets have slipped away due to financial constraints or stiff competition. The summer has been riddled with letdowns, and each day that passes reduces the time available to strengthen the squad effectively. With the season fast approaching, the pressure both internally and externally continues to mount. And now another key figure re-enters the picture, Alexander Isak. The Swedish striker was Liverpool's top target before the Ekitike move gained traction. With the Frenchman signed, many assumed the Reds had shifted focus away from Isak, but fresh whispers suggest otherwise. Insider reports indicate that Isak's name hasn't been fully erased from Liverpool's list. The window remains open, and with it the fear in Tyneside grows. Could another crucial piece be snatched away? If you're a Newcastle fan and haven't hit that bell icon yet, now's the time. That way you'll get notified the moment a new video drops, covering everything from Isak's future to fresh transfer developments. Stay ahead of the chatter in fan groups and online forums. This channel brings you closer to the truth. The economic fallout has triggered alarm bells within St. James Park. Newcastle's leadership have reportedly launched an internal review to find out who leaked the sensitive information that derailed the deal. Rumor has it that changes are already being considered in the club's communication team and among those liaising with agents. The club understands that if they truly want to compete with the Premier League elite, they must lock down their operations tighter than ever. It's also a wake-up call for the fan base. Blind trust in early social media rumors can be dangerous. Not everything insiders post is helpful to the club's objectives. In this case, the premature exposure of interest in Ekatek may well have given a direct rival the opportunity to pounce. It's a tactical battlefield, and in the chess match of football transfers, silence can often be more powerful than any headline. The board now look to turn the page. New targets are being assessed, and other negotiations are ongoing, but this time, with heightened caution and increased privacy. Yet the sting of losing Ekatek will be felt both on the pitch and in the club's morale. He was a strategic signing, seen as someone who could share the load with Isak and boost the attack in key fixtures. Now the blueprint has to be rebuilt from scratch. Stay tuned to the channel, as we'll be bringing exclusive updates on Newcastle's next moves in the transfer market. And of course, any developments surrounding Alexander Isak will be covered in full. Our commitment is to truth, to the fans, and to the club. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and become part of this growing community. Together we'll follow every twist in this dramatic window for the Magpies.